I'm live. Let's do it. Tonight I want to talk about secret societies. Uh, Mainly the Freemasons and like the Knights of Columbus, the Lions Club, VFW, all those types of places. I keep seeing it everywhere. And I was at Kansas City the other day. I'm in Topeka now, and in Kansas City I saw some crazy stuff. But today, kind of tops it. It was just the one of the craziest things I've ever gotten ever happened today when I was walking through a park. Uh, yeah, I'll start with that. I'll start with the Kansas City stuff. So I'm in Kansas City the other day, and yo, what's up, man? And I'm going through. I'm staying at like right around here. I think I was right there or something like that. Right near the Union Station where apparently they had the NFL draft there. Uh, and I kind of picked there because I had to mail my IRS document from like I did it in like February to I look like if you in here I'll show you. If you're in New Jersey and you have to do an old tax return, you have to send it to Kansas City, Missouri. See, New Jersey, Department of Treasury, Internal Revenue Service, Kansas City, New Jersey. I mean Kansas City, Missouri. All right, so I was kind of like just messing around, like, oh, I want to see because I haven't gotten the refund yet on the from the IRS. So I was kind of messing around. I just wanted to go like pop in, see how they're doing, uh, see if everything's up to snuff in the IRS. But they're in this building, this Union Station, and check out Union Station. I got pictures. Here we go. All right. So I'm in Union Station. So I'm going out for like a walk outside the hotel, and I'm following on my GPS where this IRS place is, and it's this place, this like super magnificent building, and the IRS has a little tiny shop inside of it. So it has these crazy ceilings that reminded me of Grand Central Station in New York. I mean, it's called Union Station. I didn't see any trains though. I don't know. Maybe it's underground. I kind of did some exploring. They had this huge hallway. Like this is massive, and there was no one in it. All the doors are locked on the sides, and I just did a little stroll through it. Uh, I finally find the IRS building, and it's closed. Of course, it's closed. I mean, their room. They were in like a closet in this building, and it had this on the front. Like, why no, why can't you take photos inside the IRS building? Is there a reason for that? What are they trying to hide? And then right outside that door is this thing, this pyramid looking thing, and a dinosaur statue, of course. Then across the street, safety culture. It's just a sign sitting there. And I took some more photos of the inside. Yeah, see down at the bottom here, they have I guess the NFL draft was in Kansas City. I don't know. And they held it here. And then right outside of it is this place, this monument. It's a weird looking monument. I mean, it's not weird, but it's actually pretty on the nose. But yeah, it's a war memorial or something like that. But it's the giant dick. That's basically what it is. And you get closer, and underneath it is Liberty woman, like the Statue of Liberty. So you can't really tell if it's a guy or a girl, and she's holding a sword and a torch. think it's a torch. And there's a giant dick behind her. Yeah, so I get closer, and the first line it has here is, "Behold a pale horse." That's Bill Cooper, right? And it has the four horsemen of the apocalypse right there. And then later, Lady Liberty, I guess, spread eagle with the wings, looking kind of manly. And then, by the way, liberty doesn't mean freedom. Liberty is your time off when you're in the Navy. Like you get like in the Army, it was called leave. You get leave time. Where you get to leave the base and go. You do whatever you want. For like you're free to do what you want for like a certain amount of time. But you have to like put in for it. Put in for leave. Well, it's called that same exact concept is called liberty in the Navy. Apparently, I don't know. Navy people are gay. Um, but yeah, and then keep going, taking pictures, blah blah. Uh, get to this. These were both locked. I checked. No one was going in them. These two pillars on both sides of the giant column. War remains, memory hall, and then they had two sphinx with their covering their eyes. Like in Egypt, the sphinx, that's the sphinx, but it's covering it. It's like covering its eyes. What the hell is that? And then out front, it has like the pool, probably supposed to be meant to be like a vagina because it's upside, and then like the reflection of the column is in. You get it. And then across the street is the IRS building, right where the they're having sex. It's magic. They're doing freaking magic. It's like I don't even know. I don't even know if they're aware of it. I don't think they are. I don't know. It's weird. There's got to be some of them that are aware of it, what they're doing, right? Uh, but here, we get past this. Now today, I get to this the sink that I had that was insane. Let me make sure. Can you guys see these? Oh shit, it's glitching. Damn it. Let me do stream how. How do you get it? Shit. No, it's not made for kids. Like, what the fuck is it? Ultra low latency. Maybe that helps. But can you get? You guys can see this, right? Uh, well, anyway, in Topeka, I like they had this cool little park down the street, and they had this. It was like the Victorian Garden, and it says is dedicated to those visitors who know and understand the true language of flowers. It's an odd statement, right? Well, when I go for this walk, I have my cigarettes, and I'm smoking a cigarette, and all these birds start coming up to me, like just hopping near me on the grass, and I just got the feeling to myself, I should put out the cigarette when I go for this walk, before I go for this walk. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna put it out. And then more birds start showing up and like flying past me, and I just got this really like deep feeling that I can just toss a cigarette. So I toss a cigarette, I put it out, and I keep walking and watch. This is. I hope to God you can see this because I keep going, and I started this happened like if you can see my mouse, I put out the cigarette like there, and I walked around like this, and I was right here, And then the first thing I see on this bridge is, "Hey, you, hello." Oh my God, what the fuck? And then the words, "Thank you for not smoking," is on the fucking bridge. "Hey, you, hello, thank you for not smoking." And I just freaking put out the freaking cigarette. That's insane. It happened right before I saw that sign. How? Fucking how? That's wild. And it's even like kind of in my handwriting. I have chicken scratch handwriting. Or it's a kid that wrote it. That's freaking wild though, right? There's no, like, that's astronomical chance. "Hey, you. Hello." Like, it was talking to me personally. Yeah, yeah, I'm talking to you, idiot. And then, "Thanks for not smoking." Why would someone write that on a bridge? That's freaking wild. And that was the name of the stream. Yeah, those are the, well, that actually, those are just the one pictures. I wanted to talk about other places that I've been taking pictures at too. You got, I went to this Battle of Island Mound because I thought it was a burial mound for Indians, but it wasn't. It was just a battle, from Confederacy or something, where apparently they used, actually, Fort Africa. What? The black troops, I haven't read this actually. The black troops commandeered the farmstead of local Southern sympathizers Enoch and Christiania. Foot, Footmen fortified the yard with fence rails and christened it Fort Africa. What? It's kind of weird. It smells off a little bit, but yeah. Well, it was just like a little park. It wasn't actually a burial mound apparently, but it was a battle site for a battle where they apparently used fire. They used prairie fire to like corner someone. I don't know. But it did have this four corner thing going on, which I keep seeing this pop up. The law of four. Four quadrant representation of electricity. Then there's the four. I was watching Jay Dreamers. He had Shutter Island. He was doing his review, and the note the guy gets, Leonardo DiCaprio, says the law of four. Remember the law of four, or something like that. What's the law of four? And it's the law of the four quadrant representation of electricity. Magnetism, piezoelectricity, stuff I've been talking about. Maybe, I don't know. All right. This is the other town I was at. I talked about it a little bit. It was Pittsburgh. This town was also really weird. It had these gorillas everywhere. Have you ever heard of Pittsburgh State University? But from Kansas, not Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? No, right? And they're the gorillas. The whole town has these gorillas everywhere that are in red and white. I mean, red and yellow. Here's where it starts, actually. I was going to start from here. I think I actually showed this photo on the actual thing, but it says, "Strong legs run that weak legs may walk." And I just took that photo because I just saw that saying. I thought it was a cool saying. I thought this was kind of cool, like little thing. And then I didn't realize that it's the Shriners. That's another Mason. That's another secret society or whatever. The Shriners, Mirza Temple. And then I'm walking through the town and I'm seeing this uh, symbol. And if you know anything about pizza, that's the symbol. It's always popping up, right? And then the town felt like it was talking to me. And I'm noticing a lot more actually. I think I don't know. It's fucking weird. And like, what is this? Why does it say the Fox is popping? Phase one, phase two. What is that in reference to? What are they talking about? I don't know. And then I was looking at like the little. Have you ever gone and looked at like the memorials in towns? They all say some weird shit. Like this one had this guy's name is Raphael Purgatory, and it's the whole thing's about how it's a mining town. And they used to be, yeah, immigrant park, and how the people from Europe came here to Pittsburgh, Kansas, to mine. Europe Hotel. It sounds like that's like their cover for some kind of history. And I like I said, I keep seeing stuff that was like speaking to me. Freeman, Possibility Junction, and then Purgatorio. What? Then all these people sound like fake people, or some of them are real, some of them aren't. Rondelli, West Chicopee. I don't know. It was just like weird. Like go read memorials at like various like parks and stuff. There's they sometimes they leave little hints, but they don't. They probably don't even know that they're leaving the hints. That's what's interesting about this. Like the thank you for not smoking. Why would anyone write that? That's insane. All right, I'm not gonna go through all them. The niche. That's kind of sounds like niche, or Nietzsche, whatever. The philosopher kind of sounds like that, right? Vision Center, and then I think that's all. That's all weird architecture stuff I wanted to go into. Uh, what happened? I got cut off. Dupli. What the fuck? What happened? What the fuck is this? Why do they do this every time? No. They've asked me to verify like every fucking 2 seconds. I don't even know if I'm live anymore. Okay, thank you, Nick. Uh, why, like this is the second time they asked me to verify. That's the fucking code. 653. All right, is it still going? At least stream still on? Hopefully. I don't want to end it. Actually, just getting into it now. Um, where was I? Yeah, secret societies. So obviously the Masons or the Knights of Columbus or someone like that made this thing. Made these pillars and all that kind of stuff. So I started going into how like all these buildings. There's all these weird buildings. Like I've been noticing. Like I was at the Sheraton in Kansas City. I was noticing how like I mean I noticed this before, but it was just a big building, so it kind of reminded me um, how easy it would be to hide stuff in cities in buildings. It would be ridiculously easy. Like you could just have like most buildings don't have a 13th floor. Like why not? What does that mean? Is, is there actually a 13th floor? But they just it's like you have to get there through a certain doorway that you need a key for. You know what I mean? Like that would be so easy to do. And then you make the 13th floor like a voodoo thing so people don't actually even go look for it. And you need like a certain key to get in. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that happens a lot more than people think. And they have all these abandoned buildings everywhere in cities, and no one ever goes into them. Like in that Union Station, there are all kinds of doors that just went out who knows where. I don't know. It just like there's massive buildings. I feel like there's an ulterior motive to it. Ever since I don't know. It's just weird, and it reminded me of the Hunter X Hunter, the Illuminati people in Hunter X Hunter. They're called the Phantom Troop, and like the actual rulers of the underworld. And this is Lucifer, this guy here. Well, they meet up. They rarely ever meet up in person, but when they do it in like abandoned buildings. And there's so many abandoned buildings. Like, how would you know? Like, they're the type of people that would go into the doors. You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a shit. I mean, Jay Dreamers he actually even talked about this. He said he used to go to a fancy resort and just start opening doors to like employees only doors and shit. He said he went one time he went into a door and it was like the chef's the kitchen, and he started like he said he started just like picking up food and taking a bite. Said, "Hey, everyone's doing a good job," like pretending like he knew what he's done, like he was one of some big shot or something. But you could do that at any of these places. And then if anyone asks you, say, "Oh, I was just looking for a bathroom," or something like that. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about. Nah, I didn't talk about that. And it also reminds me of I'm watching some Marvel shit, and Doctor Strange has the Sanctum Sanctorum SS. It's a like a Victorian looking house in the city that has magic. It's like magical, and there's all kinds of buildings like this, like the actual IRS building that I actually went and looked it up because it's not that was only like one section of it, the Union Station part that I found. The actual building is here, and it's right next to that other one. It's right next to the Union Station. See that as the pillar? It's this building. But like that looks like kind of unassuming, kind of like official, kind of like it's like the perfect place to put something like that. And like if you think about Men in Black, where they have that building that Jay has to go into, and that's where the Men in Black are. It's just a random building in New York City. Um, New York City building. Like, what's what's up with that? Just weird looking building like that, right? It just looks like a you wouldn't even notice it. There's tons of buildings like that, right? And like Kansas City, the first picture I had in Kansas City is they have this building, the Power and Light building. Power and Light is the name of the building. Power and Light, and that looks like the Ghostbusters building. I mean, like I feel like there's some underlying thing going on. I don't know. And it loads for 10 seconds. I'm just gonna keep going because I'm recording it, so I'll just post the recording afterwards. Um, but yeah, where was I? And Doctor Strange has all these weird artifacts as well, like Dragon Fang. It's a sword made of dragon's fang. Sounds kind of familiar, right? Uh, shit, where was I? Yeah, here we go. I was just gonna go through the wikis for these guys and Freemasons. When I was in Nevada, Kansas, that was the other one I want to look at. Nevada, Kansas. They have some crazy building though. No, Nevada, Missouri. Okay, building. It's this bad boy. It's like a cathedral looking thing. This guy. Look at that thing. And it's the courthouse. It's all kind of buildings like this throughout all of America. Every town has something like this. Um, and I was listening to. I was like trying to. I was driving. I wanted something to listen to, so I just like while I was driving, I had to pick something quick, and the first thing that popped up on my feed was a Freemason. lodge meeting just happened to pop up, and the guys seemed kind of cool. They seemed kind of cool actually. They're just like good dudes that just like were in a club. That's it. I never thought that Freemasons were like evil. That never sat well with me. I mean, they do like weird shit. I'm sure there's some of them that are evil. There might be some lodge that's evil. It always just reminded me of the Knights of Columbus or the Lions Club, like a bunch, or the American Legion, a bunch of old vets go and like I don't know, play bingo. That's what it felt like to me. Freemasons, just like a club, a men's club. Uh, but then I hear stuff about like on 4chan about like I mean it's not a good source, but it's like my favorite 4chan story. It's where they were in Antarctica and they found these like this underground city and it had all these like symbols on the walls and shit. I don't know. It's definitely my favorite 4chan story. I can pull it up later. Yes. I'll pull it up now because I actually was looking into Antarctica. 4chan. Shit. I'm gonna be able to find this. Hey, pyramids. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. My best friend of 50 years. I'll just read the whole fucking thing. It's actually super interesting, even though it could be fake, but whatever. Okay, guys, post as you will. My knowledge of Antarctica comes from my best friend of 50 years now. Though we grew up together, we grew up in very different conditions. He was part of a rich family who owned one of the largest factories in my hometown. I was the opposite, just a naive kid playing around town when we first met. We were best friends then, and I still consider him best friend now. Despite him traveling around the world, going to Princeton, and doing whatever he wanted. Point is, he's a 31st Mason and has lived a life way beyond I can imagine. Okay, enough with the backstory. Uh, this story comes from him, and it hasn't changed over 5 years. Okay. Masons have been in charge of controlling and releasing information to the public at reasonable levels. This is actually really relevant right now, in my opinion. Um, this starts with religion, and first I rolled my eyes, but as he talked more, it sent shivers up and down my spine. So the Masons have been in charge of controlling and releasing information to the public at reasonable levels. That is what he told me the majority of his Masonic duty entails. And the first piece of media they altered was the Bible. A major part of the Bible was cut from the Revelations, revealing where the Antichrist and the beast would emerge from. He said the section they cut out was the most important. Uh, then he gets trips, and if you don't know what trips are,